Hi, I'm Armory Dozier, and I'm here with.
Paul, aka Sage P.
Where can we find you at on social media?
You can find me on Instagram at sage.p.beats, and then on SoundCloud, just Sage P Beats, and Twitter, say at Sage P 98.
All right, so how we know each other? Paul, aka Sage Beats.
You missed a letter.
Oh, what? Beats?
It's P. You know what? All right, go ahead. Okay, here's how we know each other is
What's it? I said it right. Paul, Sage.
Sage P Beats. Well,
Sage.
Sage P. Just you don't have to say the Beats part.
Okay, Sage P. I got you.
I should. You make me want to change my name. Just saying it.
It sounds.
Anyways,
It's catchy.
I hope so.
Sage P.
It's good for producer tags and shit. But how we know each other is we met in school. We grew up going to school together. How I met Raven was I was on the playground one day and she tried to make me join her cult.
I didn't have. I don't like. When did. I don't remember this part. I remember being on a playground. That's about it. I remember just talking to myself a lot. I don't remember a lot. I don't remember how we met.
I remember being a relatively new kid at the school because it was first grade.
Oh yeah, first grade. We had what's her name? It was a black lady.
I think her name is Miss Hanks now.
Something. Hi, shout out to you. No, not shout out, because she made me change my card a lot growing up.
You were probably just being.
I wasn't though. I was pretty. I was weird, but I'm just like should be polite to your students. Just saying. She was nice. Shout out to you.
Yeah, so I think I joined her cult.
And we did not join the cult. It was something, we wanted to go to space or something.
I honestly think I'm remembering it. I think it was a cult based on the movie Twitches on Disney Channel.
No, it wasn't. That movie wasn't even out.
It was. I'm pretty sure.
What year was that?
2007
or 8, 9. I don't know.
6 or 7.
We weren't in first grade, I don't think.
It was
You're
not
8.
8. It was not 8 or 9 because.
Okay, let's go into. Okay, what do you see yourself accomplishing in your career in 7 years?
7 years. I want to have.
It would be like 27.
I want to have produced for all, well, not, I don't know all, but like most of the people that I have idolized or artists that I've looked up to or that inspired me. That's what I hope to accomplish by that time. I hope to also have a strong standing in the music industry. My overall goal is just to like be, I guess it's like kind of, I guess this is like every artist wants this, but like I want to be respected for my ability, my talent, my art, so to speak. And I think if the industry respects you in that way, then monetarily it'll look like it.
Do you know, like, could you list them, the people you want to work with?
People who I really love to work with. Going chronologically backwards in terms of like when I found out about them and who I want to work with. I'd really love to work with a few like Chicago / Midwest artists that I really like, who I think really now are like coming out and gonna be a part of the new wave of hip hop to come. Saba, Smino, Raven Lene, and I think that's. I want to say No Name, but I don't think I could do. I don't know if I could do that.
Speaking into existence, you're gonna work with No Name.
Well, okay, I only say that just because her music, it feels like she kind of just raps against like a jazz band, and I'm not a jazz band. But I mean, I would love to I don't really see my most of my beats as something that she would fit over in terms of like my overall style and stuff. But if she ever decided to, that'd be great. Um,
What type of style is that? Like for people who don't like necessarily listen to the music, what wave is that exactly?
my style,
Mm.
yeah. Honestly, like I kind of make based off of like what I'm inspired by. Um, I think what I make a lot of the times are like mid tempo, like it's either chill, it either sounds pretty chill or like pretty serious. I don't know. I feel like my music sometimes has like a serious quality to it.
Makes you think like you gotta listen to it, instead of
Yeah.
not like I'm gonna hit the club type of.
Yeah, I feel like I don't make like too much like fun music. I feel like cuz I guess that's kind of just off based off of like what I listen to personally. I don't listen to a lot of like music that just would play in the clubs all day. Like I like some of that stuff, but I feel like I only like it in that setting. And so at home by myself, I'm not always in the mood to do that. I mean, sometimes I might stumble upon that type of sound, or I don't know, whatever. But like normally, if I do it, I feel like I've put my own spin on it, and I feel like it's unique in how it sounds, because I feel like a lot of I don't know, currently in 2019, uh, I feel like a lot of producers are kind of following a certain trend. I mean, it's not always bad. Like, I feel like there's levels to how, creative it gets. Like, someone like there's a lot, trap wave has been huge for like, in terms, the sound has been huge for,
At least 10 years more.
I think it's been a close to like 6 now. In terms of how big, like in terms of the sound,
Like
and like
pop appeal type of thing, because I think trap's been around like since like 10.
well, yeah,
Gucci Mane.
I trap has been around, but it hasn't been taken over the mainstream
It wasn't
sound.
popular like pop. It's kind of the new pop music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it had that at least the sound or the drums, I guess, really. So I mean,
What does success mean to you?
success. I feel like success for me is reaching all of my goals on my own terms. That's pretty much what I think success is.
Yeah, so just reaching your personal goals is
Yeah.
success for you. Okay. Do you prefer the more, I say, not comedic, but more, the rapping style is more like, catchphrases or like
Yeah.
punchlines type of thing, or the more dramatic Kendrick Lamar type style?
Honestly, like I feel like there's a time and place. Like I think that honestly, like lately, I have been feeling that style a little more than I used to. Cause like if I like when I first started listening to hip hop, like when I first heard that style, I was like, it just sounds really dumb. Like I don't know, it sounded dumb, but I feel like it depends on who does it, and honestly, it also depends on your personality and your originality. Cause like you could, honestly, I guess the best example for this right now is like someone like Rico Nasty. Like she's not like the most lyrical rapper in the world, but she has a pretty simple. Her songs are pretty simple most of the time, but she has a unique aesthetic and like she has a personality that kind of like wins you over and like gets you hype. You feel the way she makes you feel, the way she raps. Like I don't know, it gets you. It just like it kind of puts you. She brings you into her world. Is what basically what I'm saying. And I feel like not a lot of rappers who rap in that style do. I mean,
It's like they create a world. Like I know Travis Scott tries to do
Yeah.
that too.
Travis Scott's another example of someone who I think like he, even though he kind of pioneered the wave of like the trippy like trap sounds, psychedelic trap, all that type of stuff. Like he's kind of taken it, and he's still with his latest album. I feel like he elevated it, and he kind of showed what trap could be if you just tried a little harder. I don't know in terms of how it sounds, at least. He's not like, again, he's like not the most lyrical guy either, but I feel like he works in tandem with his music instead of like rapping over it. He's rapping with it.
Right. What's your dream collaboration? Like if you could work with anybody, who would it be?
I'd want to work with an artist called JPEG Mafia. Most people, I don't know, it's 2019, maybe this will change later, but I think that he's like crazy. I mean, he's very underrated in terms of like artistry, and not a lot of people know about him. Like, I'm always asking people who I think have the same taste as me if they've heard of him, and like they say no. So I don't know. He has like a very cult like fan base, and he has a very specific
You
style.
like that word a lot, I noticed. Everything's a cult to you.
I mean, you're just mad that yours.
I did not join
It
the cult.
fell apart.
Okay, it's fine. All right. Do you get nervous when you like introduce a beat or like meet someone who you want to, work with?
I don't know if I get nervous. I just kind of worry if like I just don't want to. Well, I guess everyone. I don't know about nervous. I would say I just don't want to feel like what the music I make doesn't appeal to anyone. That's mostly my main concern. Like, cause I don't know when you're someone who's makes music that maybe out a little outside of what's trending or whatever, you kind of like worry if I don't know. I guess this is kind of like my personality. I'm very logical, and so I feel like sometimes risks just equate to like wasting time. And so, but I mean, it's my art, so like I don't think about that when I'm making it. But like I feel like but also I don't know, it's a conflict because I make it and I make it in response to what I hear or what inspires me, but then like I guess it's mostly just because at where I'm at right now, a lot of artists are not as prolific as maybe maybe that's just arrogant as fuck. Maybe it is, but like I don't know. I feel like maybe some of them aren't as prolific in terms of like they want to sound like people who are hot right now.
Yeah, they're very contemporary as far as trying to like work on making their own sound or making their own path, or they're just
I don't know. They're like in terms of how they want to sound like people who are hot right now.
Yeah.
And me personally, I would rather create a wave than ride one. And I mean, the music I make, I feel like it works for any time. Like I don't think most of